Hey, what's up, everybody? For those basically tuning in, though, thank you and welcome to our another episode of FT Podcast. As your host, my name is Kazo, and pretty much going to be showcasing you guys with my brothers over here. Basically, all the video games and anime we're going to be talking about for this episode. To kick it off our episode here, just want to let you guys know if you missed out on today's episode or anything else, want to avoid getting any spoilers for that reason, please stay tuned later on down the road of our F tier podcast episode. And well, there you go. Let's kick it off. My name's Kazo again, and love playing video games, love watching anime, and been playing 3 games at this point. Well, actually 2 games and 1 game coming out after this episode. One being Rainbow Six Siege, and the other one, frankly, it's Guilty Gear Strive. I'm just telling you guys now. Yo, if you like anime and rock altogether, or anime rock, fighting game to itself, yo, think nothing better than Guilty Gear Strive. That's it. I'm just telling you guys right now. Pick it up. Tell you. I'm not getting paid to say this, but definitely pick it up.
Game's pretty good, hey?
It really is. It really is.
What about someone who doesn't play fighting games?
You pick the girl who has a dolphin and you spam that move nonstop. I'm not even
Spam the dolphin move.
It's so
spam
good.
the dolphin move. That's my strategy if I ever start this game.
Gotcha.
Exactly. And then third one, well, it's coming up. I'm definitely gonna check out Insurgency Sandstorm. Dang, I don't know if you guys heard about it, but definitely
Is
I
it
heard.
out yet?
It came out for about since 2018, so it's been out for a while. But I mean, I'll be doing some runs with Bad Rice, so definitely gonna be fun to watch. For sure.
Derek, you own it.
I guess.
Do you
I
actually?
mean, that's what I
Yeah.
was like, is it out? Like, I thought I owned this game.
Come back to it, man.
You're
So-
telling me, like, yeah, dude, it's out. Like,
It
I
just
was
went
like,
on
all right.
sale. I think that's
I guess
the
I've
thing.
already got it.
Yeah. That
Like, it hasn't gone on sale for like a long time. This is like the first time it's gone on sale. It's like $20 now.
Oh, no way. I thought it
Pretty
was.
good cat.
That's good.
$20.
Oh, which game?
Insurgency Sandstorm.
Insurgency Sandstorm.
Pretty good game.
Yeah. Get it.
As far as games go, it's a pretty good one.
All right, passing off the torch though, Thicc Churro. He is basically one of the other guys who's basically kicked my ass so many times in Dragon Ball Fighters. Not only that, he's been top ragging in Rainbow Six. He is basically a man of many talents, and well, he also has luscious hair. So talk to us.
Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, Gerard's got me back into Rainbow Six Siege after a long break. It's one of my top gameplays of all time, so it's nice to get back to it and you know, carry Gerard.
That's how brothers do, man. And going through the list here, Bad Rice. I know we can't find you, but hell, say hi.
Hello.
Awesome. And last but not least, our MTG local champion and also Ghost of Tsushima fan. And what else we got in your repertoire? Basically, just about everything else.
I've been playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag recently. I know it's an all-star favorite of our own Thicc Churro.
Wait, who's the main character for that one?
I don't know,
Edward Canway,
Cullen or
Edward.
something.
Edward Canway.
Sure, Edward Cullen. That's definitely him. But honestly, still waiting for the game to start. Where's the game? You know, like where's the story? Is it like tell me, Churro? Is it just slow in the beginning? Does it like ramp up?
Yeah,
By the way-
it's pretty slow.
Like
You
if
don't
you're just
really-
running around doing like random pirate shit for no reason.
Yeah, yeah. It's very slow, and then out of nowhere, it's like, oh, this is all connected somehow.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I'm not in the game yet. That's fine.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, if anything else, though, I mean, Offbeat Hero. Hopefully, pretty much give us another feedback later on down the road when you go down the campaign of Black Flag and let us know what you think for next episode.
I
then.
definitely will. I'll have to give my final review, you know, after I have my way with it.
Awesome. And that being said, that's our brothers over here. So let's kick it off the episode with Offbeat Hero as our moderator. Take us away.
Sure. We're going to start off first by saying that my name right down here is not stylized correctly.
Oh, shoot.
It looks very
B.
weird when it's off.
Hero.
Hero.
That was literally off.
It looks strange.
Right here.
So let's just fix that. Yeah, lowercase b.
Oh, my bad.
It's I think it's the uppercase b. Yeah, there we go. Oh, so much better. So much better. All right.
There you go. I got you.
You got me. All right. Now we're good. We're now going to actually get into what the show's actual about today. You know, over the years, games are getting. They were cheap. One day, I'm sure you all remember back in the day, you could get a brand new game for like $60 Canadian. If you were buying like a Game Boy game or a like Game Boy Advance game, those were like $40-$50 maybe. They're like a little bit cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But now games are like $80. So we're gonna talk about the price of video games. If it's worth it. If this model is now dated right. Like is it? Is Call of Duty worth $80? Is FIFA 2022 worth $80?
Is Back for Blood worth $80?
Is Back for Blood worth $80 fucking dollars, dude? Holy. And we're gonna talk about the kind of stuff that surrounds that and what people are doing these days. How you spend your money? Are you waiting for sales? Are you buying them fresh off the retail conveyor belt? Kazo, what are you doing?
Video games. I mean, before I used to love collecting in between, whereas like every new iteration, or let's say Mass Effect as a particular example.
Yeah.
Play it through. You know what? Then afterwards, there's nothing else. Buy the sequel afterwards. Just keep on going, because you want to experience that. That's the thing. However, I mean, back in the day when it was like $50 per game, and I thought that was reasonable until they start going higher and higher. I'm like, then I start becoming more self-conscious to be like, all right, how is this worth it to me? That like later down the road, like, is this many people playing it? Maybe I might check it out. Like, how am I supposed to know? Which is why I always up until this point where I'm actually super choice. I mean, I always like to choose which ones that actually would affect me down the road, to be like, you know what, I have a lot of replayability to this one, and that's the bottom line for that. That's how I choose it. But back in the day, though, it's like literally left and right. Finish game, trade it in, and then keep up at it, and then just became a constant cycle. I remember even at EB Games, they were. Oh, well, actually, right now they're GameStop now. I just realized that now. They just rebranded.
They've been reconsolidated again, I think. Small tangent. I believe EB Games was bought by GameStop like a millennia ago. Like, it was like a long time ago that like GameStop from the US came to Canada, right? Bought out EB Games because there was like a brief couple months where they did rebrand EB Games to GameStop.
Yeah.
And Canadians didn't like it. They're like, "What the fuck? I don't go to GameStop. I don't go to EB Games." So they actually changed it back to EB Games, and now they're going back to GameStop again. Like, what the fuck?
Like, even if you access the EB Games website, like ebgames.ca, it just goes, all right, sorry, it's now GameStop.ca. EBX has been GameStop, everything GameStop.
We're GameStop now, yeah.
It's like, damn, all right. I guess that's how we roll now. So, again, to the point where it's like I'm always keep buying, and that's how my whole repertoire of collection came to be. But I mean, in reference to, let's say, like all the other genres that you guys want to play, whether it's like sports games or RPG games, how often would you want to keep playing enough that to fundamentally give you that sort of edge that this is actually one to actually distinguish? Man, this is worth all my price for that. I wish I would generally say, because of the fact that like majority of the video game companies, or at least most developers, kind of like segue themselves to actually showcase sort of like not exactly like a complete game for new consumers. Hence, let's say FIFA, or like sports games in general is like the biggest one, where it's like you always have to dish out $80 for considered a DLC roster update. Yeah,
for the new yearly edition or the new yearly update.
Right on. Or at least with fighting games where you have the season pass where you only get like a certain amount of characters in between, or battle passes for other shooters out there. So again, it's always distinguishing me a lot and hindering me from choosing what kind of things are. But as of now, I would generally say I've always been focusing on more like the biggest sales that comes out. So at least with that one. That being said, like if there's something that's good, then I'll go for it. But if there are, let's say, a big community out there, or at least like you're in a circle where everybody be playing the game, though, I might as well go with the bandwagon. So that an example was Guilty Gear Strive, where I knew, I told myself, I even promised myself right there on just for the sake of like, you know what, I'm gonna be focusing on Dragon Ball Fighters and Tekken 7. That's my mainstay, and I'll just wait for Guilty Gear. Maybe it'll blow up later on down the road, and I'll just be on the last few guys who actually own it. And then out comes like this tournament of like and more people in my circle was like, you know what, I picked it up already, and afterwards, dude, never looked back since. I picked it up, and damn, and now I'm promoting it now. Jeez. So
I mean, yeah, like definitely, like your friends are a good way to get you to buy a game, right? It seems like less and less I'm buying games just for me, right? It's always like someone's talking me into it. Someone else has already bought it already, and they're like, "Dude, you gotta like play this game, you gotta try this game," or like if it's like multiplayer, especially, they're like, "We gotta play together." But Churro, what do you think about the like $80 price tag? Is that too much, or just right for the games you're buying?
I mean, like, I think it really depends on the games, right? Like the way I look at the pricing for the games, like I don't get me wrong, I understand there's a lot of developer hours that go into it, right? So it's kind of like what Gerard says here. It does, like, replayability does come into it. It's a factor, but I think more of a factor is like how enjoyable is the game, or how enjoyable do I perceive the game to be, right? Because I honestly think that gaming is one of the most like inexpensive forms of entertainment. Right, totally. Yes, $80, to buy a game outright can be can be expensive. Like it is expensive for one game, right? Luckily, we have things like sales if you're a PC gamer, or you can buy used games if you're a console gamer. They've moved towards like more and more sales too, which is kind of nice. But my point being is like I try to get at least 1 hour of gaming per dollar that I spent on it.
Wow. Okay, so
like that's
so
my like my golden standard.
80 hours minimum.
Yeah, it's a minimum 80 hours, right?
Nice.
Like that's kind of like my gaming standard. I know when I was getting into Dragon Ball Fighters, like the base game like the Ultimate Edition on sale was like $20, and then Season 1 was like, Season 1 was included in that. Season 2 was like another $20. Or another 15, whatever, and then season 3 was another like another 25. So in total, I ended up spending like $75 on the game. But I've already like put in like 150 hours on it. So I've already like I've got my money's worth and then some, right? Like that's the way I see it. Like if you I don't know, if you think about it, like going out to eat or something, like you end up spending like what, like $30-$40 depending on the place you go with friends, and it's like maybe 2 hours, right? So putting things into perspective, like the $80 tag is not terrible. I only like, but again, it's only based on like the enjoyability that I perceive the game to be.
Right. Yeah, no, I definitely echo the like, how many hours is that $80 getting you, right? So no, I always used to like complain, back when I was like 18, like going to the club with your friends, that could easily be an $80 to $100 a night.
Yeah.
Just going out, getting drinks, whatever, getting drunk, doing that kind of shit. And it's like, I don't know, you go out for like 5-6 hours or something, and like then you feel shitty the next day, and it's all over. When you could go out and buy an $80 game and be entertained for like 100 hours, which is like a long fucking time. and yeah, just the like dollar to hour ratio just like does kind of lean in favor of games, I guess. Just like the raw amount of like hours you get per like dollar. It's hard to find another hobby that will get you that same kind of return. But I mean, it's also a risk though. You know, I mean, we've all bought a game that maybe wasn't that good, and you feel like it was a waste, and you're like, damn, I want my $80 back. You know, like this is terrible.
You know what's funny? Actually, now that we mentioned that, I bought Dragon Ball Fighters when it came out because I had a couple of friends play. I played for an hour and I was like, it's not for me. And then lo and behold, 3 years later, I'm playing nonstop.
Yeah,
Combos, everything.
Yeah.
But also these games are like a commitment as well. You know, not everyone has the time to like sink 100 hours into a game too, right? Like sure, that's like how much game time you could get out of it, but you also gotta like find that time. I know, like, I mean, we've all done it. There's a Steam sale. Some game is like $5-10. You're like, damn, I can't pass up this.
Right.
Literally have not touched it since you bought it. Like, not even installed. It's just in your library, hanging out. A grim reminder of your moment of weakness.
It's like looking at you when you go to your library and like, man, it's right in front of me. This game.
Like I actually have my Steam library broken up into like completed games, half played games is its own category. Because some games I'll install, play like a few hours of it, and then just like stop playing it. Then like the never played category, which contains a whopping 76 games currently that I have literally never played, like not even installed, just bought it once, sitting there. Half these games, I don't even remember like when or why I bought it, or like what price I got it at. It's just in there.
That's definitely true.
We have Bad Rice. What do you think? Do you are you one to pick up all these brand spanking new AAA $80 games, or is there another way that you like to pick up your gaming entertainment?
I'm about the same. You know, I look at it as like, you know, how much do I get out of this game?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't simply look at like hours, because like, let's be honest, you could spend 8 to 12 hours doing shit all in a game. You know, you're fucking farming for that one thing, and it's like, this is a waste of my fucking life, and you're just going at it, and it's
going
like
from scenic waypoint to waypoint.
I got fucking 20 hours in this game, but literally 18 of those hours was me just jerking off trying to get this one item. Right?
Gathering collectibles.
That's why to me, like cooperative games are like the way. You know, like you play a game with your friend. It's very similar to like, you know, going out with your buddies, going out with your friends and playing, right? And hanging out and doing something. Because you build, it's not just a memory for yourself, it's a memory for you and your friends. And for me, cooperative hours are what really hit me. I look back at me and like Jorge gassing goblins in the middle of the field and asking ourselves who were the bad guys, and I'm like, oh shit. And that memory stays. Or I look back at the forest, and by the way, Jorge, that's the game I was talking about.
Oh, right, the forest.
Yeah. Anyway, and I look back at the time me and Derek first started the forest, and I remember us huddled up against the fire. We're freezing. We're like, shit,
rocks.
We don't know what's going on. We have rocks in our hands. We have an axe in our hands. Like, bad show up. Derek's like, dude, I'm hungry. My character's going to die because I'm hungry. And I chop off a leg, and I look at him, and I'm like, I'm doing it.
Eating his leg.
And you get to see him. His reaction was, "I'm going vegan. I'm only going to eat blueberries. I refuse to eat meat."
Okay, to be fair, that wasn't the real reason. It was because we know the like mechanics of this game. Yeah, we like went in totally blind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and so part of me was like, "What if something bad happens if you eat the zombie ass, cannibal ass freakazoids on this island? Like, surely eating human meat can't be good for you." And everyone's like, "Nah, dude, fuck it. What's the worst that can happen?" I'm like, I am not taking that risk. I'm gonna eat like, you know, rabbits and berries and shit. I am not eating a dude's fucking leg. Okay, don't be coming with this cannibal bullshit.
It actually does reduce your sanity.
There you go. So what's
I was willing to take that risk, and I remember Derek for like, because the best part about doing these cooperative games is not looking anything up.
Nice.
Yeah. When you go in like that, it just makes the game such an adventure. You know, you explore things, you learn so much about the game, and you know, you and your buddies are just like, fuck, you can do this, and it's just like that one collective reaction that you get that just hits different. Right. And I remember Derek was going around. It was like he was just spending every single day. Like I was building shit, I was doing stuff, I was looking for stuff, and Derek was just like, I have enough berries to survive for 30 more minutes. Let's go.
Let's do it.
That's awesome.
Like he even went and like hunted rabbits so you could get the little pouch so you could have
carry more berries.
Carry more berries, man.
Gotta carry those berries.
Yeah, so like adventures like that's where the value in a game really comes in for me. Other times like competitive games like Valorant, right? Games where you actually have like you can see linear improvement as you play the game. Like those have a lot of value to me too. But in single player games, and this is going to be controversial because a lot of us here enjoy like single player games.
Of course.
And I do enjoy, like, I played The Witcher, I played Cyberpunk, I played a few of my own single player games, Elder Scrolls, etc. And it's been fun, but they've never felt as special as it was to me as like playing with other people. And you know, at that point, I knew I wanted to play with other people. Single player games, I'll play them, I'll have fun playing them. Like I 100% did Cyberpunk. I finished the entire game.
Right.
I did it, but like, you know, I look back and I'm like, I don't really have any like distinct memories from it where I'm like, oh wow, like remember this one time I did this, right? Like I don't have that experience. So for me, like even if a game is $80 and I get 80 hours out of it, I don't think it's always worth it. I think and because of that and you know, ideal, I'm generally geared towards like saying that $80 games, $60 games aren't worth it at all, no matter how like good the single player is.
Damn, dude.
I find it weird because I tend to like cooperative games a lot more, and cooperative games are actually priced a lot cheaper. You know, if you haven't noticed, they tend to be below $40, sometimes around $20. And like, yeah, collectively, like if you spread it across 4 people, it's like $80. But because they're cheaper, it also makes them more accessible, and you know, the more accessible a game is, the more fun you can have with your buddies. And that's what I'm looking for, in my opinion. So yeah, how much is a game worth for me? It definitely multiplies by how many people I can play with, how many people I can have fun with, and that's where the real value comes in for me.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I've played my fair share of single player games, and I have very fond memories of, you know, games, you know, ranging from like $20 to $80. You know, doesn't really matter. When it comes to single player games, I mean, it's the price tag does feel made up sometimes, where they just kind of like made that shit up. You know, if it's from like Nintendo or like EA or whatever, $80, right? If it's from like Nobody Studio, $20, right?
Let's be honest though, Nintendo definitely isn't keeping up with their quality at all recently. Like most big studios are doing a good job. Nintendo does not deserve it.
I guess I think their flagship titles are still very good.
Pokemon Yellow, Let's Go Pikachu.
I mean,
yeah,
maybe not the Pokemon games, but like. I really enjoyed Mario Odyssey. I enjoyed Breath of the Wild. I have high hopes for Metroid. I mean, who knows or who knows exactly what that's going to look like. But I have high hopes for Breath of the Wild 2. Right, some of these high-end flagship titles. I haven't played them myself, but I know that the like Donkey Kong like remake games, the like Tropical Chill and the other one. Like raving reviews, like spectacular games, right? But I mean, a lot of those games, I in my mind, you know, I had the same amount of fun that I had while also playing like Hollow Knight, which is like $25. You know, I found memories of like getting to the fucking secret boss at the like end of the game, and all the soundtracks are just like constantly go back to them to just like listen to because like they're so good. And I mean, like even like Portal 1, which I played part of the Orange Box deal. If anyone bought that, which is probably the greatest gaming deal that anyone could ever give you ever. It was like Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Team Fortress 2, and Portal, all for like $40.
Right.
It was unreal. I was like, what the fuck is this? The Orange Box was wild. Holy shit. And I mean, even now you can buy Portal for like, I don't know, $5. And that game, like, yeah, Bad Race did mention with like the number of hours isn't necessarily reflective of like how much worth you got out of it. Because you can beat Portal in like one sitting, right? You can beat it in like 2 hours.
Right.
Right. If you don't get stuck on like some puzzle, if you can figure them out within, you know, a reasonable amount of time. The game is like 2 hours long, maybe. And it's phenomenal. Like I would recommend it to anybody. It is a great, cool game, and of course it was like more of an indie project when it first came out, and then Portal 2 they kind of fully realized as like its full own like AAA title. I think even Portal 2 is probably dirt cheap. Since this came out like a millennia ago.
Right.
Yeah, when it comes to old games, I mean, there's still like a lot of classics out there that like you probably or not, a lot of people haven't played that are now like cheaper and probably still better than at current age $8 games. I know that I only recently played the like PS4 God of War, you know, the one where he's like a Viking.
Mm-hmm.
And that game's phenomenal, and I got it for like $25.
Right.
Like steal of a deal. Holy shit! Like so good. Meanwhile, right, you pick up fucking. I remember buying. I think it was Mario Party 9 or something. Mario Party 10. I can't remember. It was a terrible Mario Party game. It was like co-op and shit. Like what the fuck?
That was the Wii U version, right?
Yeah. Oh man, it was hot dog shit. And I spent like $80 on it or something. Holy.
You ride in the same fucking.
Yeah. It takes out all the good parts of Mario Party and just like shits all over it. But
it's like if you made fucking Monopoly a co-op experience. It's like how the fuck do you enjoy that shit?
Everybody wins.
Right. It definitely feels like I'm getting paid to play the fucking Roll to Rim game at Tim Hortons for $80. God, get me out of here. But as the games get older, though, I mean, eventually you're gonna have a hard time finding them, right? Because they are limited to the console. If there's no PC port, you're shit out of luck.
Yeah.
So how do you guys feel about emulators? Is it fine? Is it pirating? Is it legal?
I mean, like it is. I think emulators. It's not so much like it is pirating to some degree, right? But I don't think the blame is so much on like the people that use it versus like the companies that just flat out refuse to do anything to support the old games, right? Like, and if they don't do that, like, I don't see why they should have a problem with people finding ways to get those properties that they don't care about.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, not very illegal if you already own it. For example, I own Super Smash Ultimate, and I still use an emulator to emulate Smash Bros. Using Yuzu. And with that, I say, eat shit, Nintendo. Fix your fucking game. Actually put some attention to it, and have a nice day.
I mean, I know.
Nice fucking day, dude.
I know. Like going back to what you said about like the whole value dollar doesn't necessarily equate to what you the amount of hours doesn't equate to what you get out of the game. Like I know back in high school, I used to pirate games. Like I put the little thing on my Xbox that I could just download games, burn CDs, and then just throw them in the Xbox, and there off I go, right? Like, and I still bought some games because I was like, I really fucking enjoy them. I think notably the one that I did was Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Right.
It was a little choppy when I downloaded it.
Right.
But I was like, I just played through it and I was super enjoying it, so I went and actually bought it. Like the original version.
You had pirated it first to try it out, and you're like, all right, I'll pay for it now.
Yeah, exactly.
my own personal free trial has gotten its worth.
And I mean, like, and there's also other games that I bought, like, not only on console but on PC, because I haven't always been a PC player. Assassin's, like the whole Assassin's Creed collection, I have like 1 through. I have like 5 of them in the original Xbox 360 or in the Xbox 360, and I have the whole collection digitally as well.
Wow.
And, same with Skyrim. I fuck how many times I bought that game.
You were still buying that game, dude?
Dude, it's so good.
They actually just released a next gen version of it.
I was just gonna say they're doing it again.
Wait, really?
They're gonna release Skyrim again for the PS5 and the Xbox, whatever it is.
All right, well, that one I won't buy. But
dude, it's got a new fishing mechanic.
Oh shit. Yeah, I think I bought Skyrim like 3 times, man. But I've got my money's worth every time. I will say that.
Nice.
Kazo, have you ever emulated any like games before? Are you a game emulator?
Yeah, I do. Back when I actually got the Raspberry Pi and everything else, though, and then obviously when you have that, you want to have like some sort of like something that you could play with, right? So that being said, though, I like had my buddy Mr. BLT hook me up, and he pretty much put all the arcade games, like all the things you want to experience. Though, so that being said, though, to all the people, let's say the newcomers of like getting themselves into gaming, without having to spend a full dime, or at least hard to find games, it's already ready and waiting for you, right? Going back to, let's say, all the other emulators, Fightcade, if you guys don't know, one of the reasons to play like old school arcade games, or at least playing fighting games, so old school ones like King of Fighters, for instance. So that one, obviously, it's tough to find competition around, especially if you want to get yourself like higher up and towards the ranks, or at least fighting like the ultimate warrior out there in the online world. You can't really do so if no one else has the game, right? Or at least has access to a game. So let's say a certain console that only has that, because that game's already dead because everybody be playing the newest game, right? So that's the beauty of least with the emulators and stuff, where you already have that chance to play with different people around. Granted, the online can be a little bit better, but with Fightcade, it makes it more seamless. So there's always going to be a community ready and waiting for that, though. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I actually do support that, regardless of like how things are. I mean, like, I remember back in the Philippines when I usually just visit like from time to time, and you go to a place where it's like where they sell games and stuff. Not often they would always have like the chance to like sell like pure AAA, like all the prices that we would pay for. And granted that like Philippines is like not the one for like carrying all the new stuff that like let's say Japan has. They usually refer to back to like all the nostalgia. So it's like when a person would be like, I'm looking for a Nintendo DS. Well, here's an R4 card with all the Pokemon games you need and everything else all in total. It's just already there in total for a small cost of so and so. So I mean, granted, to all the people, particularly to all the devs out there, like what Bad Rise was saying, if they're not in touch with it, then why bother trying to like impose on any sanctions? Especially since the newest, I believe there was another article that said that they're trying to crack down on all the emulator websites out there, hosting only all these free stuff there for everyone to at least experience. Another notable example, I'm gonna straight out up front. If you guys recall that back, I think it was last year into itself, where Hungry Box and the rest of the guys, all the Smash Melee communities, they were trying to bring back like the online community of Melee, trying to come back to it. And then because of the fact that everybody be on Ultimate, which is like obviously everybody goes to new games, but we have the old boomer Smash heads be like, I want to be melee till just melee, everything melee till I die.
all in on the melee.
Oh, 100%. So when they started putting the online portion about it, there's obviously no online, but they have that sort of means where they can do it. Nintendo cracked down on it really hard and basically threw it out in the trash. And obviously it hurts the community, especially when things that, they're trying to make it access for, especially because, like, it's always been an offline sort of event for Melee into itself. But once they try to bring it back online, Nintendo says veto. So, I mean, to an extent, emulators can be a good thing. It's a kind of like a double-edged sword, if you will. Like, it's a good thing and a bad thing, but how well can you perceive it? I would say it's a good thing just because, like, you know what? Granted, like, to all the people, like, I mean, to the next generation, it's still gonna be there, anyways, for anyone to experience. So why not give them that decency of, like, experiencing the game as a whole, whether if it's an RPG or not.
Yeah, my personal rule when it comes to when it comes to like emulators and forms of emulation is if the game isn't easily and readily available to get for like a reasonable price, emulate it. Right, nothing wrong with that. If I want to go and I'm like, hey, I want to play the original Zelda 2, like the OG game, how it was meant to be played, kind of thing, right?
Right.
First, I gotta go out and buy a fucking NES, which, I mean, who knows how much those cost?
Yeah.
And then I gotta buy a copy of Zelda 2 off like eBay for like $90 to $100 because it's like I talked about it now. It's just all old shit. Fuck that. That's like no way, dude. So if I'm gonna play Zelda 2, I'm gonna emulate it. I'm not paying like $400 for this like game that came out like 20 years ago. Like, give me a break.
You got to be like the ultimate Zelda fan in order to create that.
Right? Like that's just its own thing at that point, right? But on the flip side, a few months back, I got a craving for playing SimCity 2000. You guys ever play that game?
I played the original, but damn, SimCity 2000, damn, all right.
SimCity 2000.
SimCity 2000.
Everyone knows SimCity 2000. Holy, that game was awesome. Played on like Windows 95. Holy shit, it's sick.
Right.
But so I looked around, and you can buy it on Good Old Games for like $5 or something. I was like, that is a reasonable price for this. I'll pay you $5 for this to get the like, full experience. I don't have to like, dig through torrents and find out that it works or whatever, and mess around with keys and shit and that. I can just buy it from this source that I know is good for like dirt cheap, and like. I think if the game is in a form that is easy to get to and not price gouging, just buy it. Otherwise, emulating totally fine. I know people have been asking for like, hey, can we get some classic Nintendo DS games on like the Switch or something, right? And like the eStore,
right?
And they just won't do it. Like they're like DS is dead. How do you play these old DS games anymore? Like, you just can't. You can go on eBay, try and find them. There's a good chance that you'll end up buying a like fake one from like the black market anyway, and it's gonna work half-assed. May not even work. Who knows?
Right.
Or you can just emulate it on your like PC. A nice seamless experience. And it's free.
And it's free.
And
that is the best
fucking
part.
free. I don't know of any emulators that require payment to get. Every emulator just happens to be free, and all the ROMs for the emulators also happen to be like free as well.
I mean, like, obviously, it's like they can't impose, be like, you know what, trying to make money off that, because like obviously it's a free source. But
yeah, then
they were like,
the lawyers start getting in.
There you go.
Then it gets a little bit too hairy for them. I know you mentioned the R4 cards. I actually also got on the like R4 card train. I've got a R4 card for my 3DS.
Nice.
I mean, just because like it's hard to get those games now. I never had a 3DS. I bought it at like the end of its lifetime, and by that point, like nobody was selling games anymore. I got like used off of like Craigslist or something.
Right.
And it was the only way that I could experience these old games because I just like couldn't get them otherwise unless I wanted to pay like $200 for like a collector's item, right?
Man, that's the thing about resale. Like, especially for people who are like going up and be like, all right, this is the newest, hottest item out here, and then they charge like another extra $50 to like $80 over retail. I'm like, come on, dude.
Right?
Like come
really? On. Who's buying this for this much? Like, come on, this is ridiculous.
Some people like to have those kinds of items. I just collect them around and
real life whales.
yeah.
You know, why play a gacha game when you can buy, I don't know, Ocarina of Time 3D off eBay for $100?
You know, people do be like that sometimes.
Yeah, and so this kind of segues into because I mean, emulators are free, and a lot of actual games are also free to play now. By like choice, right? It's not like you've like pirated. You're like, haha, I'm playing Assassin's Creed 1 through 5 for free because I pirated them and I didn't want to buy the games yet. But the other, taking the free to play model, they're trying to monetize in different ways. Do you guys think this is like the future of gaming? Like, is the old like pay $80 for Call of Duty like dead? Because I know that is it Halo Infinite that's the new one coming out? Or does it have a different title?
It's Halo Infinite for Halo.
Yeah. So the multiplayer for Halo Infinite is going to be free, which I mean is crazy because I mean they've been like the classic model for up until now, right? It's like you buy the game, you get the single player and the multiplayer bundled in. That's a game, $80. Now it's like, nah, dude, you can buy. I don't know how much the story is going to be, just the like a single player mode. But multiplayer, completely free. I know that Battery's mentioned earlier. He's a big fan of the free to play model. What do you think? Do you think that eventually all games are going to go to like a free to play or some sort of subscription based service or like season pass type dealio?
See, I say free to play, but what I really mean is, well, you see a skin and you're like, I need that. You know, you're
free
playing
to install.
And you're playing and you're shooting with the normal gun and you're like, yeah, I'm doing good. And then you pick up a Reaver and you just pop 5 headshots and you're like, Jorge, give me this gun again. And so you get in a situation where you kind of have, like, it's not like you have to spend money, but like it feels like just that much better when you do so. And I think that's not a bad thing. You know, I think I highly prefer, you know, a system where it's competitive, right? Like you don't spend money to gain an advantage. You don't spend money to unlock content, but you spend money to get aesthetics. And I've always been a fan of that model, especially with League of Legends. I loved that with League of Legends. I was like,
I will say though, if League was only $80, I would have spent a lot less money on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So you do end up paying a lot more money, but like, goddamn, you get some pretty badass shit. You know, like I have every Zed skin, and I feel both shame and pride.
Wait, Kevin, when's the last time you played League?
Not too long ago, I played with Liam, I believe. Probably.
Because I'm pretty sure they've come out with like 3 set skins since the last time you spent money on it.
I know. Anyway, basically, yeah, I've been a fan. I've gotten every single Zed skin there is, and you know, I'm a Zed main. I always played the game as Zed. But like looking at Valorant as an example, like, you know, once I completed my collection, that was pretty much it. Like I don't really need more. But there's still like some skins just like speak to you, like they whisper in your ear and they're like, doesn't it feel good to pull me out? And you're like, shit. And like, you know, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think, you know, if quality improves with each iteration, I don't think it's a bad model. And I think like, yeah, the game is pulling money off you, but it's not pulling it out in the wrong way. And like, there are people who can easily resist that. I'll give you the best example. Offbeat Hero here. He has not spent a dime on Valorant.
0 skins.
Wow.
No season pass, none of it.
None of that. Even this most recent season pass with the fucking katana, he was like, no thank you, sir. And I think that's the proper model, right? Like, it's not forcing you. There's no competitive advantage. I think that's just the best way for a game to go about. Now, having ads in games would be a very different, take on it. How would a game even be able to support itself with other means of payment? That's where it gets a little iffy, because then you get all these sponsored things showing up, and I'm not a fan of that myself. I like it if it's not intrusive, but very seldom is it ever not intrusive, right?
Yeah, that does segue into our next topic actually perfectly. Ad placement in video games. It's not necessarily a new thing. I think we've been doing it for a while, especially in sports games, where the courts, like in NBA 2K or whatever,
right,
as well as the fields in FIFA, they'll have ads along the sides of the court room,
I will say this: the one thing that EA actually has done right is that the ads on the side of the field. So usually, when you watch soccer, there are actual ads on the side of the field. But in FIFA, it's just usually hey, you can go to EA desktop, yada yada yada. It's just ads for themselves. So it hasn't gotten as bad as 2K, where they actually ran ads in the game. It's unreal.
That's mess.
You don't like the State Farm clip of the day? MasterCard Ace?
State Farm clip of the day.
I mean, it's okay. So, for speaking of 2K and promoting all the ads into itself, not only they always like you guys said, which is true. They always do the State Farm 2K, the block of the game, or the best play of the day or assist of the day, and then this has been brought to you by so and so. That was all right, but the whole issue of the NBA, I mean, before you load the game up, that's where that unskippable ad came to be.
Yeah,
and it only applies to the older generation consoles and stuff or current consoles. Sorry, not yet. Older now, since we're on PS5 now. That one they took that off already completely, because it loads fast anyways, right? So there's no need for that. But to all the other ones, that's when it becomes it's really tough to get around, because then you're all right, what can I do now? Because I'm kind of stuck here watching a full commercial before and my actual game comes into play. Had they done it as pretty much not as in your face, then you know what, it's tolerable. That's why I'm people. That's why majority of the 2K players are getting already kind of burnt out on what 2K has to offer, because the devs have already been kind of throwing everyone off the bus. That's the thing.
Wait, you guys still play 2K?
I from time to time, honestly, but it's not not as crazy as it was before. It really throws me off, because sometimes it's you would think that people would listen, and they always try to listen to the community, but once they actually bring out the product, it's a totally different experience. And one being such that I'll give an example. Right now for 2K22, right? They should have promoted a gameplay video right now, but right now I feel they're kind of everyone's kind of boycotting this. Well, they should have done it a long time ago, anyways, just to promote more companies to be stepping up their game, or at least with EA with NBA Live. But 2K's been you like basketball? Come to me. Segue everybody to me. But everyone somehow has a brain, hopefully, that this is not the way of promoting, or at least subjugating themselves to a company that never really did care for their own people, or at least the gamers into itself. So that being said, yeah, I mean, ad placements can only justify what can you do, unless it's meant to give something to the viewers. Previous 2K.
So you don't
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So you don't like the putting an ad during a load screen?
Yeah.
That's a no-go. Hey, that's a thumbs down.
Before and the other 2K and stuff, they promote that. I mean, they have the 2K the commercials and everything else. Though and then underneath it they have like some sort of like seamless quiz into itself, and then if you win, you get yourself like more extra in-game currency which you could spend on your created character. So I mean that's something, but I mean in the long run, everybody be playing it just for the sake, right, of just playing the game. Not only with sports games has been like I guess the one true like ad placement give video game into itself. If you guys remember, or I mean I guess at that one point, Street Fighter V, they're promoting the game. However, they were kind of doing it in a weird way to me personally. They kind of like work with Red Bull, like the drink into itself, and with Red Bull, they were promoting their, I guess, downloadable content within the cans that you could pretty much get through. They have underneath their cans, or at least, underneath the tab of the cans into itself, they have a code where you can actually plot it in, and it only works for the console to itself, so it doesn't work on like the PC version of it, because there's only two consoles that they had, PC and PS4, and they basically all the cans have like Street Fighter characters that you could pretty much unlock with their Red Bull-esque skin. So if you buy a Red Bull can, you get a free skin for your character. And yeah, there's that.
That's a lot of Red Bull for
there's a lot of characters and a lot of Red Bull for everyone who wants to have it. And I was notably one of them too, because I'm like, yo, where the Red Bull at? Where the Red Bull at? There's that. And then it was really bad for Street Fighter V, honestly, for them to promote in a bad way. Like, Red Bull was fine, but whatever. You know what I mean? It gives some sort of incentive to have that, alright, I got a Red Bull inspired Ryu costume. Cool, you know what? That's cool, whatever. But bringing it into the point where it's like about probably a month later, they had this one where it's like, speaking of like in-game currency, if you stay long to that, they had this one instance where it's like there's an option where you provide ads. So if you say, toggle in, like, say I want my ad to run, to have it run while you're playing. So it's like before you load the screen, it would play like the Capcom Pro Tour's coming, or a new Street Fighter season's coming. So it would just blow up on your screen. You get a certain amount of like credits to your in-game credits to after you promote that. So but at the same time, it's really like shoving everything down your throat, and you to everyone else is like, yo, this is too much now. Thankfully you could turn it off, but compared to, let's say, 2K, it's always going to be there until people forget about it. But it's just one of those things where it's like, yo, ads is not the best way to pretty much promote it, unless it's on a commercial, on TV commercial, which obviously we never get any of them actually these days, because when's the last time you ever seen a video game commercial on TV?
It's the last time you watched TV.
Yeah, what's the last
exactly. It's like all these things, because we already have other means.
Dude, I know, boomer. I
watched Twitch.tv.
When did you have to like wait till like 6 p.m. to go watch a goddamn show? Like, what am I?
Remember when you had to run to the bathroom during commercials and get back for the show started again?
That's right. It's like, damn it, I can't save it. So, but yeah, I mean, that's just my small little take on that, though. I mean, like, I haven't yet found any company, or at least any game so far, that provided ads that it's more beneficial to a player, even with the small in-game currency. But like, yo, how else are we gonna like get on that? Like, I mean, like, where is the experience that, like, you want to have that experience? So I don't know. I'm 100% like, yeah, I'm done with this. I hope that people put ads on like video games. I hope they burn in hell for that.
Dang.
Oh, dude.
See, I
like we paid like trust, like we paid enough for like a game, an $80 game,
fair.
and then not only that too, we have DLCs on top of that. Yo, I'll be honest, I'm the one
Well,
They gotta milk some more money out of you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I paid Dragon Ball Fighters
like-
3 times. So like, come on, give me something. You know, just
I
anything.
think I think the ads are fine if it's like a free to play game, right? Like
Yeah.
Kevin said, as long as it's not in your face obscene about it, like who cares, right? Like, but yeah, when it's a game that you bought and they're still putting ads in your face, that definitely feels bad. Like I definitely see where Gerard here is coming from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if any of you have Amazon Prime Video, you'll know what I'm talking about. That is a paid service like Netflix. Yet at the beginning of your show, it tries to show you an ad, which I mean you can skip, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I'm
That's
already
not-
paying you money.
Uh,
Do you really got it? Like then throw me an ad as well? Like, bruh, you're already getting my like $5 a month. Like, leave me alone.
it's not
Why do I gotta
enough.
pay to get the ad-free experience? I thought I was already doing that. Ugh, but when it comes to ads and games for me, I'm actually mostly okay with them as long as they're not obtrusive to the gameplay experience. Right? If they're not in my face, if they're integrated into the game, or just like unobtrusively, seamlessly, I'm okay with it.
Right.
You know, so those sports games like when you're playing NHL 2000 whatever, the boards will have like ads on the right. It'll have like fucking Geico and Monster and like whatever. That's fine. That doesn't impact my game experience, right? It's just in the background. It's there. Whatever. If anything, it makes it more realistic, right? Because I mean, like in real life, there's ads there. Same with I can't remember if I've actually seen this before or if it was a proposed thing in like Cyberpunk or something. But basically in Cyberpunk or in like GTA, the like billboards and stuff would have ads for real things. Right.
Oh.
You're driving around the city doing your like thing, and there's a billboard over, but it's like a billboard for like a real product, not something made up for the game, right?
Oh, really?
It's gotta be GTA. That can't be.
It's got it. Yeah, it's got to be.
Is
GTA.
it? I don't
Cyberpunk
think it's. I don't think it's in GTA.
What game? I know this is a thing.
Because I played GTA for a long time, and there's never been like a real product or a real mention of a real person in there. It's all made up.
Right.
Because I know Cyberpunk is 100% like when I played that game, it's like, yo, come get your techno titties, and I'm like, those don't exist unless you.
Maybe we're looking in the right spot, you know.
Yeah, I'm confused, but also curious, and you know.
I know it. I've seen it somewhere. I can't remember what game it is, but I know that there have been games where the billboards in the game were like a real ad, and that to me is fine. You know, it's like whatever. You know, it's not a little video that I have to stop and sit and watch. It is just part of the game world. It is in there to fill in space, and if they want to fill that space with an ad, fine, whatever. I don't care. But it's a bit of a double-edged sword because I have some fond memories playing GTA 4 with a friend of mine. You know, I'd go to his place after like school. We would play some GTA 4 together, just like, you know, fuck around with the physics engine, do some weird ass shit.
Right.
And and so in GTA 4, you could turn the radio, listen to the radio music, and it would have in-game ads that they made up for the game to make the experience more meaningful, right?
Right.
But they're all jokes.
Yeah, they're all gags.
Yeah, they're all gags. Like they were so fun and so awesome. It's actually not even kidding. My favorite part about GTA 4 is those stupid ads because they're just so funny.
Some of them were like, it's like, do you think your husband's cheating on you? It's like cheat on him back or something like that. Like a service of that sort of thing. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Same with Cyberpunk, right? Like they have some goofy ads in that game, right? Like Kevin was saying, you know, fucking cyber titties and shit.
Yeah, I just checked. It definitely wasn't Cyberpunk, by the way. It might have been Forza, who had Forza and new Spider-Man.
Oh, it might have been the new Spider-Man,
okay.
actually.
Oh.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
right? Because that's also set on like Earth or whatever. So I mean, it makes sense for like that kind of game to have those kind of in-game ads.
Yeah, but they had like Disney Plus in their fucking ads. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. It is Spider-Man. Yeah.
It is.
Damn.
Spider-Man. Which I mean, I'm fine with that. But yeah, I mean, now that space is being used by a real ad instead of like something dumb and creative is like a bit like sad. I would much rather listen to like the radio ad of like how this new razor has like 10,000 blades on it, and it's gonna make your face feel like a baby's bottom because girls like kissing the asses of children or something. Something stupid like that, right? It's way more fun than being like, some real monster and some real monster like drink ad. Or I'm like, all right, wait, this is for fucking monster energy drink.
Or even like get creative with the real ads, right? Like nothing says you can't get creative with the real ads.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, like it you could just make a gag out of it, but then again, that would have to be with like the whole company's okay and all that bullshit. So.
Yeah. I mean, this is a bit of a tangent, but the issue with bringing real world stuff from other companies into your game does have or can have long-standing consequences. I don't know if anybody here plays Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, I used to actually.
Yeah, I played it for a brief stint to see what it was all about. But I believe 2 years ago they released the Stranger Things pack.
Okay.
Right.
Which let you play as Nancy and Jonathan as like survivors, and the Demogorgon as a killer.
Right.
I mean, you could always have played like characters from famous scary movies, though, right?
Yeah. There was like a bunch of other like actual icons. They have like Freddy's
like
in there now. Jason's in there now. A lot of popular characters. But my point is that come November, they're taking Nancy, Jonathan, and the Demogorgon out of the game.
Whoa.
Because I guess their contract with Netflix didn't get renewed, and they don't have the rights to those characters anymore. So they're going to be no longer purchasable. If you already own them, you can keep playing them. But they're taking them out of the store. Any new players can't get them.
Oh,
Damn,
shit.
What a way to go.
Right?
I didn't know that.
Right? I saw it like a couple days ago. They're going to have a big sale for it before it goes away forever. But yeah, if you're a new Dead by Daylight player, there's going to be characters that you literally cannot get because of some real life shit that they put in the game and now has like consequences outside of it because of some legal bullshit. Who knows?
Damn. I mean, like that was kind of what was going to happen with Spider-Man in the whole Marvel universe too, right?
Yeah.
Like, admittedly though, the Disney did kind of pull a little bit of like dirty tricks.
Okay.
Because like if you've seen the movies, right? Like Peter Parker is supposed to like take over Tony Stark now that he's now that he's dead and all that. So it's like they did place him on a very, very like a big pedestal to make anything like
some
that.
Pressure.
Yeah, put some pressure on Sony, right? Like if you take away the character, obviously the fans are not gonna be happy.
Right? Yeah. Put them. Yeah. But basically threaten them with like fan backlash, where it's like, sorry guys, can't make another Spider-Man movie because Sony decided they wanted to take them back and make another shitty reboot that they keep fucking up.
Yeah, so in that regard, like, yeah, it is a little bit of a disappointment, kind of when you bring real life into our fantasies,
right? Yeah. So there could be repercussions when you bring real life ads in. Like I know that a few weeks ago there was some controversy around Dead by Daylight because apparently one of the zombies sounded.
Back for Blood.
That was Back for Blood.
Yeah, Back for Blood.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Sounded like one of the zombie growls was dropping the like N-word hard R kind of dealio.
Ooh.
And if you're an ad company, you're like, hey, I'm gonna put Coke in like Back for Blood, and everyone's like, hey, Back for Blood's racist. Coke seems like, what the fuck, dude?
And like if there's anything like that, like both parties are liable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if the game messes up, that looks back on the company. If the company messes up, that looks back on the game, so on and so forth, right? And like there's just so much. There's a lot of repercussions to like just having ads in you like integrated in the game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that can go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Not to mention, I mean, like, it's become less and less an issue as the days go on. But like, a lot of these ads probably require a like always online connection to play the game, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how do they feed you the ad unless it's like already loaded into their game code, which seems unlikely. So that they would have to pull it from some database of videos or like images, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of games are already kind of pushing the like always online formula, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, hey, if you want to play FIFA, dude, you got to be online.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if FIFA operates offline. Is there an offline mode for FIFA, or is it just
there is. There are some game modes that are offline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some game modes. So you mean
some?
If you want the whole game, you got to be online.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And that means they're going to be feeding you the current up and coming ads, fresh from the printer.
They do run ads around this time where it's like, hey, like new FIFA coming out. Yeah, right. So it's So it is kind of annoying in that regard.
Yeah. Bedros, you've been chilling over there. What are your experiences with like advertising in your game?
Well, it's not like I haven't had those hour-long ads like I was saying earlier. It's just that, like, having to deal with them is kind of fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Not a fan, and I really do like. I'm a big advocate for just non-intrusive ads. Like, I think having ads does make it more genuine, and I do understand that people do like the whole aspect of having those gimmicky ads, and that's good. I think it's good for people to be able to have a good laugh at a joke here and there.
Right.
But for some games, right, like Cyberpunk is different because it's like everything's all supposed to be high tech, and it's very much of a satiric take on how our advertisement would be like in the future, right?
Yeah, just more obnoxious, more in your face, more over the top.
And GTA also mirrors that. But when you have a game, let's push into a more realistic game. Like, let's say if you guys ever seen Alan Awake, right?
Yeah.
Or like games like that, like games for that with like realistic ads, I could definitely support if they had them on the billboards and such, because it does make the world feel more lived in.
Yeah.
And I think that's good. I don't think it's good for games like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a joke. Don't.
You web sling out a Disney Plus ad?
Yeah, get that Disney Plus bullshit out of it. Not that fucking face, yeah, maybe it might be a bit much for me to be suggesting that, but I think I stand by it when I say it's a case by case basis, and it's the applications of it do exist, and it can be done in a tasteful way, but most of the time they're not.
Yeah,
and
there's
course,
also.
Why would you ever play a 2K game in your life? Like, come on, dude. Like,
I mean, I'm pretty sure you've played Borderlands before. That's a 2K game.
Yeah, I played it and I stopped playing it. But the thing is, like, what I mean, like, as a 2K game, I mean one of the sports 2K games where you have to deal with multiple ads as you're switching between shit. Wasn't there like an NBA 2K where you had to like spin a wheel to unlock shit? It was like a weird gambling process.
They still have that. The majority of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't support any of that dumb shit, and I never will. I will always just hold like a general, not really disbelief, but just complete disappointment in the industry for having something like that and for allowing something like that to happen. And that's where my opinion stands, at least for something like that.
Yeah,
nice.
That's fair. But there's also like the other side of the coin, right? Like where there's, like yes, it's definitely case by case, but it I don't know if it speaks to our society in a way, but like Derek said, and like Kevin said too, not having the ads sometimes just makes the world just not feel as alive. Right. So, but again, they can be done tastefully, like in Cyberpunk, where they're all about the future of the futuristic ads and all that, or like in GTA where it's all jokes and gags. Side tangent though, YouTube ads can go fuck themselves. They are so bullshit. Did you know that? So I watch videos to fall asleep. Okay. Did you know that ads get longer in like the hours that you're that they think you're going to sleep? Like if you're like me and you watch videos before bed, like I watch them putting on the background, whatever. I put my phone down and I go lay down, right? Sometimes I've woken up and there are like 20-minute ads playing because they know I'm not awake.
Right.
Yeah.
They had you on speed dial. They locked you down with that. Holy
dude,
shit!
It's actually kind of insane.
Yeah, man, like for me the worst thing is when you click on like a 10 second video and they make you watch a 10 second ad. It's like, bruh. like I'm gonna have my time here is ad time. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? Or if I'm gonna watch like a trailer for like a movie or like a game, which in a sense is an ad, and they show me an ad in front of it. I'm like, dude, I'm already here watching an ad on purpose. Like, you can watch another ad as well. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
But I also want to touch on has anybody played Death Stranding?
The walking simulator, I heard.
Walking simulator, yeah.
There you go.
So unfortunately, I haven't either. I was hoping to get someone's take on because they didn't necessarily put ads in the game, but they did put product placement. Like Monster Energy drink is in the game.
Oh wow!
Like part of the game, you like drink monsters as like I don't know, a form of fuel or health or whatever.
Okay.
Is that weird? Is it fine?
That's pretty weird, honestly. Like that seems just weird to me, right? Like they're very clearly it just kind of like forcing a message at that point, right? It's not like it's like, hey, look at this product, you know, you might be interested, gaming fuel, yada yada yada.
Right.
No, it's like if you drink Monster, you will literally like get your health up, your energy up, whatever the case may be. Like that to me, that's what it seems, right? Like it just seems like a very forced and misguided message.
Yeah, I mean they just put it on like the game's health packs or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Wow. From the wiki, it says it's a consumable item. Drinking it gives you a temporary stamina boost. That's what it does. It's an energy drink.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, it is an energy drink. That's pretty weird, though. I don't know. It doesn't seem okay to have something like that in a game. Mm-hmm. From my point of view, it just definitely seems like a little bit too forced. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking like Fallout has like bottle caps. Right, like they could have easily done some product. They could have easily done some product placement there.
Yeah, done like Coke or whatever.
They had their called Nuka-Cola, if you recall, right?
Yeah, right. But you know, that's obviously like it's more of a reference than a placement on it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not, and like it's like the currency there. So Right, it's there's nothing that's implied. It's just like, hey, you know, like there's obviously a reference to Coca-Cola. It just happens to be the most valuable thing in the wastelands now. Which I mean, like, I don't know. It's that's fine to me, right? Because that's not the first instance of a video game referencing Coca-Cola either. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In Call of Duty Zombies, like the Juggernaut. It's something cola too, right? Like
so like the soft drink of some sort.
Yeah, it's some sort of that. So like references like that are fine,
but not actual full on.
But not actual full on placement, like blatant placement.
Right. So you would feel like Fallout would be worse if it was just like Coca-Cola and some Nuka-Cola.
Yeah, like obviously it's like a jab, it's like Nuka-Cola, right? Because the world was nuke. And all of these, like, this whole wasteland came from it, right? Like, it's more of a flavor than anything.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents, anyways.
Yeah, no, it's a like fair like take. Yeah, I feel like it's hard to do product placement in your game without it feeling forced. So I mean, it feels forced to me for like Death Stranding. So I mean, I played the game before I know about it. It's a weird post-apocalyptic America, but like Monster is still churning out, still fucking churn out cans. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Maybe it speaks to the shelf life of a Monster.
I guess.
Maybe
they're not churning out cans. Just nobody drank them. They're all in perfect condition still, because
they're terrible.
they're fucking radioactive. But I believe we've said everything that could be said about ads and games here. I mean, there's upsides, there's downsides. Hopefully, they don't fuck it up. I guess is the important bit. Don't because side tangent. One of my big gaming pet peeves is unskippable logos. Every time you boot the game, they gotta show you the fucking Ubisoft logo or the Microsoft logo.
And you can't fucking skip it.
You can't skip it.
I know.
Like, bruh, I get it the first time. Like, if it's like, hey, first time playing the game, sure, show me all the studios working this game. Great, I appreciate it.
Actually, even on skippable ones, like little sad comment there. Even on skippable ones, the first time I play a game, I never skip them. I want to see, right?
Yeah, first time playing the game, experience the game. How and just like let it do its thing. But when I'm 50 hours in, I'm on my 40th save. I'm turning this game on for like the 100th time, and I gotta watch these fucking logos again. Get me out of here! Like, I don't want it anymore. And if they do that with ads, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm just gonna be like, fuck it,
bruh. But like back in the day too, like especially in the Super Nintendo, where it's like it's always there no matter what, and you have to deal with it. So
yeah,
dude, y'all remember the PlayStation 1? Like when you turn it on, yeah.
That's what makes them like at least it stands out on that though. That's the thing. But like I'm speaking, but back to it just recalled to me like with the ads and everything else though. If you remember, there was like especially with Capcom games where some was more prominent with this. They had this ad. I mean, it's more like a PSA into itself. But they're like there was a big placement of like saying like winners don't do drugs, and then it just shows there right before you play a game because like obviously it's like they're trying to promote at least good like fundamental like health reasons for like to anyone else. I mean, don't do drugs, simple as that. But it's just a matter of like it's just like it looks basic, and it shows there with like the I don't know what kind of like a company what it was, but it was definitely one to promote to like good positive. I mean, trying to promote a good role model to all the people who've just been gaming. But
right.
At least that one was okay, not just like a big product placement like bam, 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 and skippable. So at least something to be like, oh, well, okay, now I know never do drugs because winners don't do drugs.
I mean, like that's also false though. Kids, do drugs if you want to. They're pretty fucking great. Like if they weren't great, people wouldn't do them. That's all I'm gonna say.
But that was like back in the 90s. That was in the 90s and all that stuff. So it's like to all the people like, oh, gotta be the best player there is. Don't do that.
You're not gonna be the best player without a little Adderall.
Dude, throw me back to like 2-3 weeks ago. If you don't got talent, you can't do shit. And if you don't have talent, you might as well enhance yourself. Give yourself a little edge.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, dude. It's just you can enhance yourself. People do it all the time.
Who wants to watch a bunch of boring, non-enhanced humans play, right?
Right, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Like, let's get the Special Olympics of gamers. I want to see, like, some real, like, actual next-level reaction times from people as they're, like, glaring at their monitor, unable to look away.
Yeah. Dude, I want people that can smell colors in my in my pro games,
Tanjiro's up here, dude.
Yeah.
NLG Tanjiro.
Tanjiro has entered the chat.
Dude, I can smell them bot lane. They're sweating holding their bot. He's gonna gank.
GG well played, Sniff Stare. Are you salty?
Sounds a little salty over there.
Sounds a little salty. What?
Damn. Well, I believe that wraps up our time for tonight. I will pass it off to Kazo to sign off. What episode number is this? What are we on now?
Bro, I don't even know. I was like, after the 10th one, I'm like, you know what? Every episode is gonna be an amazing episode at this point.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
But
I mean, I don't know, 15. I guess maybe 16 or something.
Let's say almost 20. So we on there.
20. We're on episode 22.
We're on an episode with 2 numbers.
There's definitely a 2-digit episode.
Yep, it's a 2-digit episode.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if the F Tier podcast can drink yet, but it's got to be close. You know,
Yeah.
18 episodes.
Yeah.
What maybe that joke was a bit forced. I don't know.
No, I got it.
So I was thinking, I'm like, are we on 18? I don't know.
You know, maybe on our 18th episode, we get a little drinks going. Yeah.
Way ahead of you guys, man.
Wait, you guys haven't been drinking?
I've been taking on this. Yo, shout out to Busy.
Alcohol episode.
I've already done my Coronas. I have no more Coronas left.
Oh no.
I mean, Jorge is still working on his Corona.
Let's go.
Tomorrow, my lift is official. My ban is officially lifted.
There you go.
Oh shoot! All right, nice. At least not a permaban, so that's good.
I can return to the world once more.
Not permaban from life.
Yeah.
Unless you had Lambda. If you had Lambda, it's like what, 3 or 4 more days.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like there's like one of the COVID like strains is like an extended amount of like infection
Shit.
period. You probably don't have it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you just gotta look up for.
You know, AHS said 10 days, and tomorrow this is my 10th day, so I'm going with what AHS says, and I will get tested again, but
just make sure you didn't also catch Haoya, okay?
Oh my goodness. So yes, this is the end of the episode. Thank you guys to everyone else here.
Derek's still laughing at his joke.
Go on, Haoya, you know? Haoya.
Oh my goodness.
You guys don't know about Haoya, dude?
What is Haoya?
How you doing? Hey!
Bruh. Oh my god, drop the mic, let's go. Shoot.
Alright, please end this for us before I burn this show any farther into the
Just give us
ground.
more dad jokes into itself. We got
Yeah.
this. Yeah. So, that being said, though, thank you guys again for watching, though, or at least to all you guys tuning in still. And at the very least, it's like, it's going to be on YouTube later on down the road. And, obviously, if you want to add in towards, like, any suggestions to us, it's like, we always here to talk about it. So, especially since the fact that we got a new suggestion coming up, and that would be the new Star Wars one from the Disney Plus. So, people be asking about it, and hell, we're gonna be talking about it for the next episode next week. And yes, sir. So, again, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for Mr. BLT for pretty much getting me to hydrate a lot with using his channel points. And to all my brothers out here, though, you guys are the best. So hopefully we're gonna make another episode even more better than the rest. And by then, hopefully, I don't know what episode number yet, but definitely if it's plus 18, we're about to get some drinks on this. So if you want to look out for more information about us regarding for the F Tier podcast, my name is Kazo. You can look at me at Ichi Gaming from Twitter to YouTube to Discord into itself, and also this stream channel itself under Twitch. So passing off the rest of my brothers out here, Thicc Churro, where can we find you, sir?
In my room for the next 24 hours.
Okay.
During just completing my quarantine.
Awesome. And Bad Rice? Is there any way?
Well, you know the answer.
There you go. We can't find you because There's never
It's a
person.
ghost.
Yeah, man.
The man's an enigma.
That's it. And last but not least, the MTG champion. What do we got? Where can we find you?
As normal, you can catch me on twitch.tv/offbeat_hero, as well as under the same username on YouTube, where you can find Death and Taxes modern content, as well as some Valorant games here and there. So, yeah, there it is.
Awesome. And for that reason, thank you guys for tuning in once again. You guys are amazing. And remember, you got nothing to lose when you're at the bottom. Because you know why? There's no fear. Well, there's no fear in F tier. Thank you guys for watching.
You make an F.
We should just like
Is that an F?
a big F.
TFT. Oh, no, wait, no.
How do you?
Is that an F?
Why?
Is there F?
FCA.
Take care, guys. And